want to go for a walk.
Okay. So here I am live streaming, but how do I share my screen? Ah, ha, 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 ha. This is all new for me. See, a baby boomer does it. Can you imagine that? Baby boomer actually figured out how to stream on YouTube. Very impressive. So here we are. This is my dashboard as a registered investment advisor. And I'm going to extend a tremendous amount of apologies for the quality of this video because this is the first time ever I've streamed. I'm sharing my screen here, and you can see this number down here. It's roughly $2,200 to $2,300, right? This number is called theta. Theta is the daily amount of erosion or decay that happens in options. So what we do is we manage rollover IRAs, traditional IRAs, and 401ks. Those accounts are option approved, which means that we've applied for options, level 1, level 2, or level 3 options at our custodian. And so here we have positions in Coinbase, Meta or Facebook, NVIDIA, NASDAQ, QQQ, and MSTR. And so what we do here is we look to find opportunities of selling premium to add to the bottom line. So in essence, what we're doing is we're bridging the gap between traditional investing and digital assets, which means that I have a 60-40 portfolio, a 70-30 portfolio of stocks and options and bonds and mutual funds and ETFs. And what we do is we sell option premium on 10%, 12% of the portfolio. And that adds $2,400 a day in option premium. So what we have here is our view screen, the quote monitor of Coinbase, MicroStrategy's, GDLC. You know, again, we paired GDLC, which is the grayscale digital large cap fund, with GLD, which is gold. And gold has been on a tear. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Gold has done really, really well this year. But as you can see, gold is down 0.5% today. And GDLC is up 5.64% today. So I think that our strategy of either being long one and short the other are going to click in today. But more than that, what I want to do is I want to take a look at some of these MSTR options because I've got a client that wants me to roll up because we sold some options that expire on April 25th. We sold them for about $20 each. We bought them back today for about $1 and change. And so he wants me to sell more options. So very interesting that MicroStrategy has pulled back from its high. So let's type in MSTR here. On a daily chart, definitely overdone. On a weekly chart, 1 hour chart, that's something completely different. You know, so we kind of there's a lag between the use of my keyboard. And so intraday, I'll use the 15-minute charts or the 30-minute chart. So we can see that the high in MSTR was today roughly 348. It's now trading 343.5. Short-term relative strength is kind of near the bottom. So we should probably sell an option or two. So let's take a look at this account. Well, today in MSTR, we covered the April 300 puts that we sold, again, like for about 20-some bucks. Paid about $1 or $1.05 for them. But I have enough cash to sell a few more. So what we're going to do is I know who this client is. I'm going to have to hide that on you so you don't see it. But probably what we'll do is I've got to sell 3 or 4 options, maybe kick in about $6,000 total for today. So if I look, and we have expiration here is 3 days away, so we're not going to get a ton of premium. So why don't we go out to May? Let's see what the May options look like. Implied volatility is 75. Stock's trading 344. The 345 put is trading $17.40. Not a bad option. So if I took 17.55, and this is priced per contract, but each contract is worth 100 shares. So 17.55 times 100 is $1,755. If I sell 3 of them, that throws $5,200 into the account between now and May 2nd. $5,200 in this account, and I know that the account is about 135,000. That equals 3.85%. 3.85% between now and May 2nd. Now, this is what's called the static yield. It's not guaranteed. Doesn't mean that we completely get to keep, like, every trade is profitable. It just means that that's the credit to the account when we're trading options. And so let's take a look at MSTR here again. So it's up 8.43% on the day. It's up 26.56. Short-term 15-minute looks a little bit positive. Kind of interesting. And again, he wants me to roll these options. My only concern is that MicroStrategies has been on a rip. It has been on a tear. And this is not financial advice. It's not investment advice. I'm just sharing with you what I do when I manage my client 401ks and their rollover IRAs using options. So it goes, a little bit of study goes into it. It's a little bit of art, a little bit of science. So on a daily basis, MicroStrategies is really overdone. And you can see going back to like June 16th or so, that's November 20th. Let's go back here to December. I mean, for the most part, MicroStrategies has never exceeded its high going back, to December, October, November, roughly. So I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe I shouldn't get too greedy and sell at the money options. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do something just a little bit out of the money. So here's some MSTR. Really, it's kind of bumping up against this resistance here from a week or two ago. This is on the hourly chart. If we look at the 20-hour moving average, like these Bollinger Bands, I love Bollinger Bands. Here's the middle. It's like usually a 20 period time period. Let's go back to the daily chart. Daily chart on the high end. I prefer to do my cash secured puts and my covered call writings kind of down here at the bottom end of the range. So I think I'm going to wait a little bit. I think I'm going to wait a day or two and see how this thing plays out. But anyhow, you can see that, Coinbase, MicroStrategies, Bitcoin, Tesla, all fabulous static rates of return in your IRA, in your 401k, as long as you're option approved. Let's see. So if you were to do one cash secured put, you'd have to come up with $23,690. And I do have a client that does have that available in cash. Let's see, what kind of cash do we have here? We sort this, we have, we're using up almost all the cash. I mean, honestly, I cannot do 100 shares of MicroStrategies with 21,000 or 20,000. Can do it maybe with these accounts here and higher. Probably have enough MicroStrategies to do one more cash secured put. Very interesting. All right, well, listen, I'm going to sign off because this was just a test pattern. This was a beta test for live streaming on YouTube. And just the way when I talk to other investment advisors, when I talk to other traders, we kind of kick back ideas and we look at what our delta is. In other words, we're short basically 100 shares of our positions. We are, our theta is $2,327 a day at this minute. Our beta, very, very hot number here. Like MicroStrategies has, like the S&P 500 is a beta of 1. MicroStrategies has a huge beta. So does Coinbase. And you can see that the beta numbers are adding a little bit extra juice to our portfolio, a little extra volatility. Why? Because the higher the volatility, the higher beta, generally the higher implied volatility of the options. So I would love to do an option trade for you, but I would have to reveal the account holder's name, and I don't want to do that. So for now, guys, I'm going to sign off. Just know that if you're into MicroStrategies, if you're into what Michael Saylor is doing in terms of net asset value, selling premium and buying underlying security, with this particular MSTR trade, let's just assume, and you can do it in anything. You can do it in Facebook, Tesla, MicroStrategies, Coinbase, like all these stocks, all the Magnificent Seven are worthy of the strategy. But if you were to say sell one of, let's see, we are at 345. Say you sold one of these for $1,685. I mean, hey, you could buy shares of IBIT, which is a spot Bitcoin ETF. You can buy shares of GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. You can buy shares of BTC. So you can do the Michael Saylor thing your own by yourself with just a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of reading, and some tutorials that you can pick up from Thinkorswim. Your local broker dealer, I'm sure, has videos on option trading. So thank you so much for watching in and joining me on my very first episode, my very first live stream. Please forgive me again for the sloppiness of this and being just ad hoc, just doing it off the cuff. And we'll check in again later. I think I'd like to do more of these. And give me a heads up. Give me a like, okay, and a comment if this kind of material is interesting to you. Because once again, we're trying to create money, trying to create income so that we can use it to buy Bitcoin. And I think that's the strategy that everybody who's a Bitcoin degen is looking to accomplish. So again, have a great day and thanks for your time.